And on this video, we're going to get into the state of the Atlanta Braves. So let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast on the Laracuente Ledger Network. And as I said in the open, today we are going to be discussing the state of the 2021 Atlanta Braves. Now, before we get into it, make sure if you haven't already done so, you hit that subscribe button down below as well as the bell so that you're notified every time we drop new content here on the Laracuente Ledger Network. You want to make sure that you're keeping it locked in here as we will be covering the rest of the teams that we have not covered yet on this State of the 30 MLB Team series. So make sure you keep it locked in by hitting that subscribe button. So let's get into it. So one of the big moves that the Atlanta Braves would do would be re-signing Marcelo Zuna. Now, Zuna would have a career year in the shortened 2020 campaign. During that stretch in 2020, he would have a slash line of 338, 431, and 636 with a National League leading 18 home runs and 56 RBIs. Ozuna is a huge help to this team simply because his offensive ability is going to allow this lineup to be lengthened. And we're going to get into the offense in just a moment. But what Ozuna provides is a serious threat behind Freddie Freeman and serious protection in that lineup. So he is a huge, valuable asset, and it was pivotal for the Braves to re-sign Marcelo Zuna. Now, one of the other big moves that was made by the Atlanta Braves was bringing in right-hander Charlie Morton. Morton is coming off of a World Series appearance and some pretty good seasons with the Tampa Bay Rays. This is going to be a guy who's going to slide into the back end of that rotation for the Atlanta Braves and really help some of their younger starters mature and progress, while also being able to eat up innings in this regular 162 game season that we're about to experience. After a shortened 2020 campaign, the Braves are going to want and need all the arms that they could possibly get, which is also why they would sign Drew Smyly over this offseason. The left-hander is going to help and fill in the back end of that rotation as well and be a huge service to the Atlanta Braves pitching staff as a whole. Smyly is a guy who can go back and forth between being a long man in the bullpen as well as being a starter. So this is going to be a guy who I believe will end up being around that 5th, 6th starter role, because I do believe that many teams are going to be employing a 6-man rotation throughout different parts of the season. And I think the Braves will be one of them as well to try to protect and bring back up to a reasonable workload for a 162 game season for each and every one of their starters. So now let's jump into the state of that rotation. When it comes to the Atlanta Braves rotation, this is what they've always been known for since the late 90s, about having a very good pitching staff, a very good starting rotation. Bringing in Charlie Morton and Drew Smyly, as we just spoke about, it's a huge help to the back end of that rotation. But the beginning of it is going to start with guys like Max Fried, Mike Soroka, and Sean Newcomb. Now, while some of these guys would not have great seasons in 2020, I do believe that over the course of a full 162 game season, we're going to see the best of the Braves pitching staff come to fruition, and it starts with those three guys in my opinion. And like I said, bringing in Morton and Smyly is going to help the Braves kind of grow and mature their young starters, as well as being able to eat up innings with solid play while also being able to support and hold down games for their offense. So now as we get into the state of the bullpen for the Atlanta Braves, this to me is where there is an opportunity for the Braves to kind of reinvent themselves as we head into spring training. We know that pitchers and catchers have begun to report, and position players will be following soon after. When you look at what the Braves are featuring in their bullpen, there's not quite a lot of standout names as one would hope and expect from, but there are standout talented arms in that pen. To me, the back end of the bullpen, the closing role, will be likely handled by guys like Luke Jackson and Will Smith. When you look at what these two guys can provide at the back end of games, it's some stability and an assurance for the Braves. If they can get a lead, they'll be able to maintain it. You're also going to have guys in the middle innings of games that are going to be able to come in those all types of leverage situations and be able to get outs. And that is going to be the biggest name of the game for the Atlanta Braves going into the 2021 campaign. I do believe that there is going to be a battle. I've said it numerous times throughout many different videos here on the Laracuente Ledger Network and on the Baseball Banter Broadcast about the fact that the National League East, in my opinion, is going to be the most battlesome, the most difficult division to win in baseball in 2021. So having a bullpen that is not going to give up runs and cost you games, to me, is going to be a huge factor. And I do think that Atlanta has an opportunity to kind of reinforce that a little bit more going into the 2021 spring training season. As we get into the state of the defense for this team, this is one of the better defensive teams in my opinion. Now, yes, there are going to be weak spots, but when you look at the team as a whole, Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, Dansby Swanson, Ender Inciarte are some of the best defenders at their position going into the 2021 campaign. So when you have a team that is littered throughout with some of the best defenders in the game, it's very hard to find a team with more opportunities to catch the ball than this. However, there are weak spots, as I mentioned. And without having the designated hitter in the National League, there's going to be even more opportunities for some blunders in the outfield, namely by Marcelo Zuna. However, when you look at the contrast of plus defenders to minus defenders, it kind of evens out, and the Braves should be a very good defensive team heading into the 2021 season. Now, as we get into the state of the offense, to me, this is where the Atlanta Braves shine. Again, you have the reigning and defending NL MVP in Freddie Freeman. You have Marcelo Zuna coming off of a career year, as well as other players who, while having a down 2020, are very, very easy candidates for Bounce Back Player of the Year. So when you look at what this team has as a whole, I do think that, again, there's going to be a battle atop the National League East, but I do see the Braves as the best. So now as we get into the closing thoughts here, again, the Braves to me are the cream of the crop of this division, and it will be their division to lose going into the 2021 season. But even though they're going to be battling atop the division, I do think that they have what is necessary to be able to come out on top in this division. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are your feelings about the 2021 Atlanta Braves? Do you think that they are the team to beat in the National League East, or is there a team that is going to surpass them? I want to hear your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. And as always, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you're notified every time we drop new content. When you subscribe to the channel, it does a huge service for us here and allows the YouTube algorithm to understand that you're enjoying the content. Make sure you smash that like button as well, as that also helps with the algorithm. And if you want to get the full Laracuente Ledger Network experience, make sure you head over to patreon.com, search for the Laracuente Ledger Network, and join us there, as your support allows us to continue bringing you this content each and every single week. So I will catch you guys when the latest news, notes, or my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions have to be dropped about the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.